Welcome to Working Smarter, Concise Compliance Conversations featuring Wendy Rubis, sponsored by Village MD, primary care physicians, practice medicine the way you've always wanted, data, resources, and clinical decision support to care for your patients inside and outside the exam room.
Awesome. Hello, everybody. My name is Clive Fields. I'm the Chief Medical Officer and one of the co-founders here at Village MD. Thanks for taking a couple of minutes to learn a little bit more about our summer internship program. Our internship program kicked off in the summer of 2020, so I've got to look back and give a shout out of congratulations to those who participated as well as those who provided training and leadership, because 2020 was a difficult year to start a summer internship program. But looking back, we could not be more thrilled with the experience we were able to provide, and certainly the feedback has shown that feeling went both ways. Our internship program was initially designed to expose medical students in their first and second year to value-based care, population health, and physician leadership opportunities. But what we realized early on is there was a number of undergraduate students in their junior and senior year with an interest in healthcare that would also fit well into our program. The program runs for approximately 6 to 8 weeks, does include a stipend to help offset expenses, and is based in our Chicago office, though may require travel to other sites for different or unique experiences. We could not be more excited about the program and are certainly interested in hearing more from you if your interest has been piqued by this very small introduction. If you're interested in hearing a little bit more about our summer internship program, please reach out.
Hi, welcome to Working Smarter. I'm Wendy Rubis, General Counsel of Village MD. Such a pleasure to be here today with a couple special guests. First, I want to introduce Zach Haddig. Zach is a recent intern here at Village MD. He's a student at Northwestern University. Zach, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
We've also got Jane Price. Those of you that work at Village MD know Jane as our talent extraordinaire. She's a VP of Talent Acquisition. Jane, great to have you.
Good morning. Thanks, Wendy. I'm happy to be here.
So it's one of the things I love about Village MD is some of the amazing talent that we have. And we've always got people at all different levels coming in. It really, I think, makes every professional here better just to have the chance to work with some fantastic people at the beginning of their career. Zach, tell us a little bit about your background and how you came to be an intern here at Village.
Sure. So I'm an undergrad at Northwestern University currently. I've done a lot of research in the past, but this internship gave me an opportunity to have a lot more autonomy while I was working there. So I was in a project with 3 med school students, actually, and I was the only undergrad. So it was a little scary at first, but we were basically just given a general idea and started to shape a project with free rein. And so we were allowed to create this proposal that would be implemented in clinics as a trial using some of the Village MD clinics. And it was a great experience. You know, we had daily meetings with different Village MD staff to learn more about Village MD, learn about the different fields in healthcare, and really rely on their expertise.
Well, what was the project you guys were looking at?
Yeah, so we were trying to kind of go with this idea of using food as medicine.
I love that.
Yeah, exactly. It was completely based on nutrition and specifically a plant-based diet, and kind of using that to prevent and combat chronic diseases.
Had you had any experience working on that or thinking about that before, or was this your first introduction to it?
Yeah, this was pretty much my first introduction to really looking at nutrition as medicine. And for a lot of people, it was their first introduction as well. You know, the other med school students were saying they've had very few hours in actual class time learning about nutrition. And that's kind of a big theme that I've learned throughout this experience at Village MD, is kind of focusing more on this concept called lifestyle medicine, where you're not just looking at pharmaceutical drugs to help patients, but rather, you know, focus on things like nutrition, exercise, sleep habits, even like the social environment surrounding the patient.
I'm trying not to feel judged by the idea that we're looking at sleep habits. I mean, we are in the legal department here. No, I'm just kidding. But it's so true. And our mission is population health. And I love that we're looking at how to stay healthy and how to manage things outside of just pharmaceutical interventions and invasive procedures and things like that. I think that's such an important part of what we're doing. It's so exciting and it's a big part of the future, I think, of medicine. So that's exciting. So while you were in your internship, tell us a little bit about what you did. Sounds like you did research, maybe some interviews, et cetera.
Yeah, so we were conducting literature reviews to try and gauge the current research available on the topic. But more than that, we were also able to talk to a lot of like prominent healthcare workers. We were able to talk to, some executives within Village MD, including Tim Barry and Dr. Fields.
That's awesome.
Yeah, a lot of help with our project for sure. And so, we had a lot of collaboration between us interns, and at the same time, we had a lot of collaboration between the Village MD staff, and that was really, really helpful.
Yeah, yeah. It's very cool to be able to interact with the senior leadership, especially as an intern. It can really inform a project. So how did the project end? What was the outcome?
So we generated a proposal that we ended up presenting to the senior leadership at Village MD. And essentially that proposal is now going to become a pilot program in some Village MD clinics.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and Village MD actually hired me on to continue working on that and polish it and, get it implemented.
Good for you. That's incredible. You should be very proud of that because I know it must have been very good work for it to be accepted and for you to be invited back. So that's incredible. Good for you. What did you like best? I mean, I know this podcast is a highlight, but you don't have to say the podcast. What did you like best about the work you did here? What was something that you enjoyed in the experience?
I mean, I've just really enjoyed learning these new aspects about healthcare, like I said, about lifestyle medicine, just in general. That's something that I've, never heard of, never experienced. And more than that, I've also learned a lot about, value-based care. And that's seems like it's an extraordinary system. And that's not something that I probably would have ever heard about. And I'll definitely be talking about that when I do go to medical school. And hopefully I can be a part of a value-based healthcare system in the future.
Yeah, I think that's great. And I know that sometimes experiences you have early in your career can really be formative. Would you say it changed your outlook or your goals in terms of the direction you're taking?
Yeah, absolutely. I've also been considering maybe going into primary care just based off of what I learned during this internship, thinking about how primary care really helps mitigate harm in the long run by managing, chronic disease, a lot of preventative, medicine as well. So I think that's a great thing. But also just through my research, I've really realized that research is kind of a passion of mine. So I think I'd like to do a lot of research while I'm practicing medicine in the future and maybe even apply to an MD PhD program.
Good for you. So what would you say to others who are looking at internships at Village or especially undergrads that are looking for internships in this area?
First off, apply to everything, but I think specifically look for programs that allow for real work and a degree of autonomy because you want to focus on internships that you'll gain valuable knowledge and work experience from, not just something to slap on a resume, but you want to actually, learn things that will help you in your future career. And I think Village MD was the perfect internship for me. I'd highly recommend everybody to apply to that program that's interested in healthcare. And, in the meantime, enjoy college while you can.
But not too much.
That's right.
This is the legal department, Zach, okay?
Yeah.
So Jane, what can you tell others who are thinking about an internship or interested in finding out more about Village MD?
Yeah, thanks, Wendy. So I do want to say that I don't think Zach gave himself and his fellow interns this summer enough credit for the incredible work that they did. We had some structure, but we also gave them a lot of autonomy. And Zach and his peers did an incredible job, which of course resulted in Zach being offered the opportunity to join us full time. And so we learned a lot ourselves as a team, and we're excited to be expanding internship opportunities for 2021. And I think we're going to focus now on undergraduate pre-medical students like Zach, who are really interested in learning more about primary care, value-based care, and really developing critical skills for future physician leaders, all topics that likely aren't getting a ton of exposure to through the standard curriculum. So the other piece is we're looking for students who are interested in considering a potential gap year, like Zach, to join us full-time for a year.
That's great. I think that's great, especially now. I know with everything going on in the world, there's a lot of fantastic students who maybe need an opportunity. And one of the great things about Village MD is, we're still growing. There's plenty to do here. So interns can come in and really play a meaningful role. It's not a superficial assignment. I mean, you are playing a significant role. In the case of Zach, wow, I mean, he's presented a proposal to actually develop a new care model that's been accepted. So it's an amazing thing to be a part of. Jane, is there any other messages we want to give to potential candidates who are interested?
Yeah. So we're still working through the specifics of what the opportunities will look like this year. What we know is we need students who have an innate passion for primary care. You're curious, you're self-directed, you've got strong research and analytical skills. And above that, you're passionate about making a difference through your work. If you've got those characteristics, then we're definitely interested in talking with you. So watch our careers page because we'll have opportunities posted soon, but you can always reach out to us directly. And quite frankly, we'd encourage that. We'd love to engage with anyone who's interested. talent@villagemd.com.
Like we always say, it's a good time to be a Village MD.
Yep.
There's so much pointing towards Village MD's model being successful in the future. So Zach, congratulations to you for such a fantastic contribution to Village MD. And we look forward to seeing you back here in your future role. And so much appreciate you coming and sharing your experience with us today.
Thank you. So happy to be a part of it.
Thank you to our sponsor, Village MD. We hope you will join us for future concise compliance conversations.